This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
From your perspective, is that because you're just willing to just really commit? You know, like you can go all in. I feel like sometimes with comedy, guys get uncomfortable or think it's awkward or maybe it's silly and they don't want to embarrass themselves. But it almost felt like you and maybe Tajiri were fearless, where it didn't matter. You were committed that this is what you're going to do and you're not going to sort of half-ass it or second guess it. Do you think the commitment is really the key to that?
It is the commitment. You want to be fearless. You want to be fearless to make an ass of yourself. And that's the most important thing. If you can be embarrassed and not be affected by it, that's the best key that you can have for comedy.
I really do think that's the difference. And I thought it was so cool that you got that right away, because you would think that, you know, and there's obviously different ways to perceive it, but you would think that a guy with your real life amateur pedigree would be so in his head about, you know, I can't do that. But that's not the case. You just, the same commitment you had to training and all that, you applied to the acting piece, and it worked.
Well, if I told you how many wrestlers said that about comedy, I can't do that shit.
Yes.
It happens quite a bit. So a lot of guys are just afraid to take that step.
Because there's nothing funny about the way you guys train. I mean, obviously professional wrestling is a different thing, but as an amateur wrestler, I mean, it is very much a machismo, alpha male, working my ass off from the minute I wake up till I get to bed. You have to be fully committed, but it is so far, out of left field to then embrace comedy the way you did. But I think the commitment is probably the commonality between the two.
It is. You have to be as committed into comedy as you are in your wrestling.
So Booker T has been disqualified, but he's still going to continue to punish Tajiri. They're trying to make him a badass heel. And let's remind everybody that Booker T, when WCW finished up, he was a super over babyface. I mean, arguably one of the top baby faces in the whole promotion, certainly world champion. But now we're trying to make him part of the alliance, and they're bad guys. And he's feuding with the biggest baby face arguably in the business, in The Rock. So here we are. We've got to make him a badass heel. And this is how you do it. You beat up on somebody who maybe doesn't deserve it, who's a crowd favorite, and you maybe take it a little too far.
You're absolutely right. He was a crowd favorite, and that's who you get the heat on, is somebody like that.
This is a great example of how you try to tell a story and turn a guy, because Booker T's so likable and had been, and we know he's going to continue to be with all the funny King Booker stuff. And tell me he didn't just say that, but you're seeing a different side of his character and persona. But he had been a heel before, back with his brother Stevie Ray as part of Harlem Heat. But even after all that good stuff, we can still try to make it work. And when you see Booker here with his shirt off, you got to think, with his height and weight and build, if you like had somebody draw a professional wrestler, they'd probably look something like Booker T, wouldn't they?
You're absolutely right. But he had a lot of depth to him.
Let's take a listen to Edge's promo here.
Dude, how exciting is this? Not only are we 7-time tag team champions, the greatest tag team champions in the history of the World Wrestling Federation, but first, we won the King of the Ring. Then last night at SummerSlam, we won the Intercontinental Championship. And tonight, I'm going to win singles gold when I beat that chump stain Matt Hardy and become the European champion.
All right. Well, good luck, man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, get some sodas on ice. I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay.
Almost forgot old Senorita Trophy. Yeah.
Knock him dead, Tiger.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. What he means to me is a lot. I mean, he's the leader of the Alliance. He's the World Wrestling Federation champion. I mean, he inspires me. I mean, people thought before sorry. Let's do that again. Before I was inspired by Steve Austin, well, can I go now? You know, for Sean Stasiak, it's
Take 23.
It's Austin Appreciation Night every night, because Steve is
Take 32.
You know, for Sean Stasiak, it's I can't even start this.
Take 41.
Don't say the number.
I've lost count.
Beautiful. And for those who doubted me, well, I changed my words around there, because it's only a matter of time that Sean Stasiak makes his mark. Thank you, Steve.
So a little embarrassing backstage skit, obviously part of the show, but what I liked about that is the old clapper there had the date on there, August 6th. So it was done 2 weeks ahead of time.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.